Before you go spending money on the new iPads, make sure you know what you're getting into. Hey guys, I'm Stina. Today, I'm gonna go over everything that you need to know about the new iPads to make sure it's the right fit for you. So let's get into it. So the new iPads are anywhere from $699 to $2499, of course, depending on all of the specs that you get. But $24.99 is a bit insane for an iPad. We have a lot to uncover, so let's go ahead and start off with the iPad Air. Apple gives us two size options to choose from, an 11-inch and a 13-inch. And Apple's being a little deceiving here because it's not really true to size. The 11-inch is actually 10.86 inches, which is the same as the previous iPad Air, but now they basically get to round up and market it at 11 inches. I mean, duh, it sounds better. Now, if you want a bigger screen, the 13-inch is actually going to give you 30% more screen real estate than the 11-inch. And according to their website, they're saying that this is actually 12.9 inches, which is actually the same size that we recently had in the iPad Pro, but now they get to market it at 13 inches. I see what you're doing here, Apple. The iPad Air comes in 4 color options: blue, purple, starlight, and space gray, which aren't the most exciting colors ever. But we do get an upgrade from the M1 to the M2 chip, which is 50% faster than the M1. So basically, it's turning into the previous version of the iPad Pro. They finally moved the front-facing camera to the side of the iPad, which is where it should have been in the first place. This makes video calls look way more natural now that you don't have to stare at the side of the screen, making you more centered in the frame. Now, if you listen to music a lot or do any kind of editing, you might like the fact that we get an upgrade in the sound quality with double the bass. However, this is only for the 13-inch. Both of the Air models are getting double the storage, starting out at 128 gigabytes. Your options now are 128, 256, 512, and 1 terabyte. The iPad Air is keeping the same starting price at $599 for the 11-inch, and the 13-inch will start at $799. And I think that they're able to keep the price low on these by only upgrading to the M2 chip instead of the M3, along with keeping the Liquid Retina display. Now, the Air can get pretty pricey, of course, depending on the amount of storage you get and whether you add cellular or not. Now, if you decide to max it out with the cellular and a terabyte of storage, you're looking at about $1349 without trading in a device. Moving on to the iPad Pros, shall we? Now, we do get a pretty decent upgrade to the iPad Pros, and to be honest, I'm probably going to be upgrading my M2 iPad. The iPad Pro is going to come in 2 sizes, an 11-inch and a 13-inch. And these are the thinnest product that Apple has ever made, coming in at 5.3 millimeters for the 11-inch and 5.1 millimeters for the 13-inch, making them super light to hold and carry. I mean, the 11-inch is literally less than a pound. And fun fact, the iPad Air is actually heavier than the iPad Pro. You would think with the iPad Pro being more souped up that it would be the heavier one, but no, they focused on getting these things as light and thin as possible. The bezels is slimmed down and the edge-to-edge display is slightly wider. Now, the camera doesn't really have an upgrade per se, but it does have some changes. For the front-facing camera, it moves from the portrait to the landscape edge, just like the iPad Air. And this is also the new home for Face ID. It includes center stage, which automatically keeps you perfectly in frame during calls. Now, on the back, we get the same 12 megapixel camera, but Apple got rid of the ultra-wide camera, leaving us with only one lens. We also get the LiDAR scanner and a new adaptive True Tone flash, which is used to improve document scanning, especially in difficult lighting conditions. If shadows are detected on the document, it'll take multiple pictures and then stitch them together for a final image as if there weren't any shadows to begin with. You basically get a perfectly scanned document. Now, we do lose a microphone on the iPad Pro, so instead of the studio quality microphones, we now only get 4 of them, which shouldn't make that big of a difference, but obviously Apple's not going to tell you that. Color-wise, we get the option of classic silver and space black. Nothing too wild there, but this next one does make up for it in my opinion. Apple has officially decided to bring OLED technology to the iPads. However, OLED does have its downsides, such as reduced brightness. So with one OLED panel not providing enough brightness, Apple engineers went full-on MacGyver and created their own display called Ultra Retina XDR. And it uses a unique tandem OLED design, and that involves adding a second OLED panel so they can stack on top of each other. That way they can use the brightness from both of the panels. This allows the iPad to reach 1600 nits of peak HDR brightness. The tandem OLED technology enables sub-millisecond control over the color and luminance of each pixel, which basically means that we get brighter images, deeper blacks, incredible detail in shadows and highlights, and exceptional color accuracy. And we're getting this on both iPad Pro models, making this the first Apple product that gets the OLED display. Definitely not what you would expect for an iPad update, but I'm here for it. Apple is also giving us a nano textured glass option for the first time on the iPads. And typically, matte displays makes the picture look dull and the colors look washed out. So instead of using a coating, Apple uses a special etching process to create a microscopic texture on the glass itself. And this texture scatters the light that's hitting the display, significantly reducing glare and without sacrificing any picture quality. This way, you still get to enjoy all of the benefits of the OLED display. Now, if you do decide to go with a nano textured glass, Apple gives you a special cloth to clean it with. That way you don't cause any damage. It does cost about $100 more, and only the 1 and 2 terabytes get the option to upgrade to this display. So is it worth it? Well, if you use your iPad in a bright environment or outside, then you're gonna love it. I'm constantly working from coffee shops, and it freaking sucks when you're stuck in front of a window and the sun's blaring down and all you see is glare on your screen. And honestly, the picture still looks amazing with the textured glass, so I don't see why most people wouldn't get it. And the crazy part about this is that we all thought the iPad Pros would get the M3 chip, right? I mean, the WWDC is literally a month away, and this is where we were gonna expect them to talk about the M4 chip, right? Well, Apple completely skipped the M3 chip and literally shoved an M4 chip right into this bad boy. Mind blown. Now, the M4 chip was built on a 3nm process with an entirely new display engine. And according to Apple, the M4 chip was necessary to support the new design and display. So I guess the M3 chip wasn't even an option. The CPU features up to 4 performance cores and 6 efficiency cores, making it up to 50% faster than the M2 chip in the previous iPad Pro and about 25% faster than the M3 chip. Now, only the top tier Pro models with the 1 and 2 terabytes of storage get the additional performance core in the CPU. The 10-core GPU offers features like dynamic caching, mesh shading, and ray tracing for the first time, plus a new display engine with 4 times the speed compared to the M2. It can also deliver the same performance as the M2, but using only half the power. Now, the M4's new 16-core neural engine supports 38 trillion operations per second, which will help power AI tasks on the device. All of this makes an insanely powerful chip for AI. Now, if you like to edit, you probably know that Final Cut Pro was released on the iPad last year, and they just redesigned it from the ground up. Now they're introducing Live Multicam, which allows you to connect up to 4 cameras at once. You can remotely control the angle, white balance, exposure, and more. And they named the app Final Cut Camera, which you can get on the iPad and on your phone. You get 2 times faster rendering speeds than the M1 and smoother editing on complex timelines. And now you have the option to edit your projects directly from an external drive. So after 6 years, Apple is finally giving us a decent upgrade to the Apple Pencil, calling it the Apple Pencil Pro. It looks the exact same, except now it has Apple Pencil Pro written on it. Can't beat that upgrade. Just kidding. There's more. A new sensor in the barrel detects a squeeze gesture, which lets you bring up different menus in supported apps so you can easily switch between tools, change colors, and more. The Pro Pencil now provides haptic feedback for certain actions, giving you that extra layer of responsiveness. And it has a built-in gyroscope, which allows for more precise control, mimicking how a real pencil or pen responds when tilting it. Also, the Apple Pencil Pro finally joins the Find My network, so now you can locate your precious pencil if it ever goes missing. Now, the Apple Pencil Pro is only compatible with the newest iPad Air and iPad Pro models. So if you're wanting the new pencil, you're gonna have to get the new iPad Air or Pro. And this is because the new camera placement interfered with the old charging spot for the pencil. So Apple had to move some things around so that we can still get that wireless charging. You can get the iPad Pencil Pro for $129. They also introduced an all-new Magic Keyboard, which the old Magic Keyboard was criticized for being too heavy when it was connected to the iPad. The new one is designed to be much thinner and lighter, making it feel more like a MacBook Air. It comes in 2 color options. You get silver or black. And to me, the black version creates a seamless look when you pair it with the iPad Pro, further enhancing the look of a MacBook. It also features aluminum palm rests for a more premium look and feel. They blessed us with a larger trackpad with haptic feedback, and we finally get the function row. And as you could probably guess, the new Magic Keyboard is exclusive to the M4 iPad Pros, which also means the new iPad Pros do not support the old Magic Keyboard. So if you want to use the new keyboard, you're gonna have to get the big boy. So you can get the 11-inch Magic Keyboard for $299 and the 13-inch goes for $349. The new iPad Pro also comes with double storage, which now starts out with 256 gigabytes. So now you can choose from 256, 512, and 1 and 2 terabytes. The 11-inch iPad Pro is gonna start out at $999, and the 13-inch is starting out at $1299. And if you're really looking for a bargain, the iPad 10th generation is even more affordable, with them dropping the price to $349. So WWDC is literally right around the corner, and your girl's gonna be posting all of the leaks and all the deets. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out when I upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.